Well, welcome back, fellow cats. Not sure what happened just now with our feed, but this is why we got some technician coming out here today to handle all this stinking stuff and get us back online with a modem that works as efficient as it should. And I said it, efficient. That's right. We're doing some fishing here on the bottom. Thank you for being here with us, folks. We're gonna get this going. Get back over here and let Cat take over. Well, I don't know again what's going on, but with this internet and it comes and goes. We're gonna get it fixed though today. It's gonna end, and I promise you that we're gonna get this taken care of. And we got a guy on his way here now, so this show's back on the road here, and we're gonna hopefully not have any interference with it. And but we'll have to just see. And then I'm gonna take this page now, and we're gonna move it over here to this one. Boop. There we go. Excellent. Now we're back, and we have. It looks like we got some viewers, and I just don't know why. Sorry about the feed, the show interruption, but we're. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Back on now. Boop, boop, boom. There we go. All right. There we go. Oh boy, I don't know what's happened, but we have had some troubles, and this isn't cool. But I am liking. I'm liking the bottom we just saw achieved again on this stock is very solid right here. It stays very solid at this bottom, and I'm sorry again that I had this disconnect, but I'm getting this fixed today, folks. This is all going to end today. All this trouble with my interruptions, service interruptions. And by the way, we've had some horrible rains and storm last night here in this area. Tornado touchdown, and I put it up a video on YouTube. You can see what we had last night. It was insane. The amount of lightning that was going on. It was just crazy. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry that I had a disconnect. Don't know what, but I'm getting it fixed today. I already told you they're coming out to fix my modem today or replace it, and we'll be up and we won't have these interruptions. But anyway, I'm not able, and I don't know yet, but I'm waiting. Hopefully some of the folks that were here that were telling me they were watching the Powell. It's interesting, his name. All right, here we go. Starting to see some improvements already here from 11:06 this morning. And we hit that bottom, and it was the bottom we've seen before. And they did it. Congratulations to them. Ching ching, yippee yahoo, kaye. So now, as I've said, when it becomes impossible for them to stop the highs from being higher, they'll go after the lows. If they can't get the lows to be lower, they'll go after the highs. We're going to see this alternating swing, and so we should see a higher high today. That's what I think. Looking at the whole market, we're going to turn this around now and look at it and refresh the page. The Dow has gone green. The NASDAQ little head fake is turning back up north. The S&P 500 head fake heading north. And of course our price heading north. Along with everybody else, they're all heading north. Look at that, all bottomed out. We're not the only one. It's not just SOFI, folks. Every single one of them. The rundown, the turnaround, okay? This is... It happens every single day, folks, every single day. Thank you for being back. And I'm going to get a little bit of water here. We'll be right back. get back over here just a minute. I got to put on, take care of the missus here a minute. Just watch. It's going to stay fine. We're all good. All is good. Here we are. We're back. No way. We're going to see this going into low, folks. I think we are definitely bottom feeding here. Look at this. Look how long it's been at this number, folks. That's how you know when you get that sustained, very long, drawn out low, and then it just finally says, I've done it. I've had enough. Can't take any more low. I want to thank you for being back here with me. I'm sorry that we had the stream broken. If you want to let me know and fill me in, cookies code 51, please. I know you're watching live what's going on, and I probably should even have me a little set here too, but I can already see here that I like what I'm seeing across the board. Everything's starting to make a firm-like move, which is firmly upwards. And VFS, look at this call here. That was a good call on that one. Very nice move we've seen on that one here. Look at this 5-day. And I told you it was stair-stepping nicely, and it may be a good time to get in on that. So hopefully you did, and you cha-chinged. You're up 20% today. This thing has gotten so doggone, and I've oiled it numerous times. I'm not sure what's happening to it. Why it's being so boogerish. It's just old, I guess. Trying to figure out what might be causing it to, maybe it's loose. It's just old. It's just old. It's amazing it works anyway, dang thing. But it does sometimes work, and other times it needs a little influence. But it's just a very old bicycle, bicycle bell, and I put oil on it. Maybe I shouldn't have put oil on it. Maybe graphite would have been better, which is a powder, because sometimes gears can get sticky from oil, and I might have messed it up to do that. But I just wanted it to ring better for us, folks. That's all I wanted. And sometimes it really does, and sometimes it doesn't. But we're going to screw this back on, and we'll just use it as is, and maybe I'll get me some graphite and put it on here instead of this. Maybe give it a good bath and give it a graphite. And we'll get it to ring like it should, all right? But anyway, right now it's a two-hander. It won't do it by itself. Well, we get a little bit. Hey, folks, this is starting to look promising for me. I'm seeing there with that. So I might want to get some of that in case you weren't aware of it. And what's NVIDIA doing? Oh, my goodness gracious. Look at it tumbling off of the big old high of $513 yesterday, day before yesterday, and after hours. 513, and it's getting taken down. Tesla's doing all right, still holding some tread in water. Head's above water. Agro's head is above water. We're barely below, and we won't be for long, folks. Don't worry. Just sit tight, hold tight, watch, check it out. You'll see. Thank you for being here with me as we are just engaged in watching and keeping a close eye on things. And, yep. Now, as everybody knows, hey, Shaniza, yep, some oil will help the. Yeah, I know. We have to be careful. Like I said, I did put some on it. I have some very good penetrating oil that I put on here, but it seems to have to need a reapplication. So I guess what we'll do. And thank you for that tip. I appreciate it. Yes, indeed. Appreciate it very much. Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. And hey, so we're kind of coasting here. We're just waiting. Every time is in the kind of a standstill. The Dow has already turned and gone green. The Nasdaq looks like it's going to go that way too. S&P is about to go green. So we're keeping an eye on all of the indexes, not just ours. And we're just seeing a real convergence here. That's just a convergence, folks. Look at that. Look at the 6 month. You'll see what I mean. Compression right there. And look at this. Look at this here. And isn't it interesting when you look at this RSI I have loaded in down here? Look how it hit that red line and it just stopped right there. You see it? An indicator that you need to keep an eye on. RSI. I use it a lot. And it's interesting that right now we're down at 35, 36, they're 40, I guess, 40. So we're on the low side. It's going to move off this up. All we need is a little announcement, getting a little bit of news. And how suspicious is it that yesterday we had such a drop on no news at all? And I thought it was when I looked at it. I said, that looks suspiciously like accumulation to me. An irony of ironies, I happen to have a Gatorade drinking glass and my FSU Florida State shirt on. But hey, at least I'm committed to my state, right? I also happen to have a Knights. That's the UCF, University of Central Florida Knights. I happen to be a big supporter of theirs, of that team. And when they came and played Michigan a few years back, wow, what fun. We had a whole group of people come up from Florida, supporters, and my friend and his wife are very, very big supporters in a very big way. And they have a lot of the students. They even rent to many of them and give them places to live. And it's a very big community of Orlando UCF supporters here. So right here, Shanice, we're just kind of at the mercy of the entire market, and this is what we knew was coming, and but we should be aware of it. I've always been an advocate to all of my people not to have all your eggs in one basket, and not to ever have all your money committed at one time. I know you're in a little in over here, but that's okay. We're still holding very well at this number. They can't deny. 808 has been a number they can't get past. And again, we just saw everybody just gobbled up those shares when it got there. 808, they were gone in an instant. And so it's a very good level of support there, and you should feel good about it. And don't worry, even if the announcement comes today and this thing goes, all things will recover. All things will go upwards. All things will be better in our future. We've got a good future ahead of us, folks. It's not going to be all doom and gloom once things get turned around after this next election. I hope to God, I pray every day that for our leaders to make right decisions, and it just doesn't seem like that's been happening. And sometimes you feel like, man, what am I praying for? But what we're praying for, all of us should be, is the betterment of this whole world. And that the wars don't need to exist. And like Donald Trump says, people don't need to be dying by the hundreds of thousands over in Ukraine and having apartment buildings with rockets coming through windows and people's residence, folks. These are not war barracks, and these aren't armed armaments. These are just simple residential homes that people's lives are being on the chopping block because we don't want to get involved in a war with Russia, but we're involved in a war with them through an advocate. And that's what we're doing, and I'll just say no more. I'm just so disgusted by all that. It just makes me sick. And I honestly do believe that if someone else takes over, they're going to stop this war and the senseless blowing up of people and children and everything else going on over there. It's absolutely ridiculous. We're supposed to be a civilized, united world, and we're supposed to be civilized, my God. It's so barbaric, that it's the kind of crap they were doing back in the barbarian days, hacking each other's up with swords and things and making, what do they call those things? Trebuchet. Anybody know what a trebuchet is? Check out those things. Trebuchet. the type of device used to sling big things of hot oil at the other people, or sling big, huge chunks of lead or metals and all kinds of stuff. And it's just all barbaric. And today it's just as equally barbaric, even though we're so advanced. It's so sickening. Anyway, I'm just getting political now and shouldn't. But anyway, what I am seeing is SoFi starting to bounce, folks, right here, right now. No other place I'd rather be. Right? No other place I'd rather be. Just had it down to that 806 and gobbled up, gone. Bye-bye. Off she goes. A statement only of the low. I told you we're going to see a higher high and a higher low, one or the other, every day practically for the next month and a half. So they've gotten their higher low. Yippee, yappy, yo. Now look where she go. Up we grow. Yep. And everything else will follow suit. This whole market's going to follow. Look at Palantir. Yep. Everything's starting to ascend. Look at that. You see it? Oh, yeah, folks. Actually looks very good, and I would say double bottom on NVIDIA, folks. Double bottom on NVIDIA just created. Get on in there if you got that kind of stomach for that kind of money to invest. But that's a double bottom on NVIDIA. I'll call it right here and now when I sees it. Thank you for all being here with me while we watch the price go up and up and up on SoFi from here. We just saw them get on out of there at 806, and look at this thing starting to tear. My goodness gracious sakes. My goodness gracious sakes. Look at the size of the buys, folks. Let's get in here on the 1 day, not the 6 month. That looks good enough. But let's get on the 1 day. What's happening here? What's been making it drop? And what's going to make it pop? Those are not big green candlesticks compared to the red one that we just saw there of $1 million to make it fall. These are nice little greens. There we go. More coming. More coming in. What a big surprise, huh? I want to thank you all for being here with me while we take a look at this, and we're just kind of sitting here on a coast. We're watching closely. We're waiting, and we're very encouraged at this point. If you're long, you should be very, very encouraged here. This looks awesome. And folks, once the shorts start to get on out of here, it will be massive amounts of volume here moving it. 10,947 is where we are now. I have been keeping track of the lunchtime low and the lunchtime low, and we're going to indicate what time it was, because yesterday lunchtime low was also not at lunchtime. It was at 11:30, and that was 8:10. All right. So on 8:25, lunchtime low 8.06. Well, that happens to equal, what day was it? Let's see here. 8:06. Yesterday's. I love it, folks. And by the way, I'm not showing all the way up to the 25th here. So this is the 23rd, so it was day before yesterday, 8:06. But look at this, 8:08, 8:11, 8:06, 8:08. The bottom is firmly there, folks, and it bounces off of it every time. It's a good place to buy. It's just a flat-out good place to buy. And the time that they got and achieved their number today was what time? What time was that? 11:02. We'll give them that. So even an earlier attack today, 11:02. Yesterday was 11:30. 11:02. 8:06. Yay! Ring the bell for them. They got to the same low as day before yesterday. right? Right on, folks. I started to start these institutional shareholders and prices and drops and raises and dates on a whole new sheet because I want to start it from the very top. Oh, yeah, and I told you we were going to go over and look at institutions today. We will. This looks good right here. We're just going to hold that, and I'm going to go back to this historical data I want to get to. And we're going to change this now again because I want to make a confirmation. When I give out numbers and tell people things about the history that would indicate the future, I want to make sure we're completely dead on track. 10, 27, 22 to now, done, and apply. So here it is. Price was, and I already know the date of the earnings. Okay. So on 10/27, or let's just say it on 10/28, October 28th. I'm going to do it this one more time and write it down because I only started at October 1st last time. But on 10/28, the price had reached on the closing of 10/28 is what I want, was 545. And then the next day, October 31st, was 544. So basically the same thing. 10/29, or let's see. Yeah. Oh, I see that. Okay, it makes sense. So October 31st was a Monday. Okay. And they released earnings on November 1st, I believe it was. Had to go back here. And we went third quarter. Yep, November 1st. SOFI recorded on November 1st. So 11/1 earnings. 10/28 price 5, or October 31st is what we really want. 10/31. On 10/31, price closed 544. Okay, so just to see the increase from that 544 close on 10/31, it jumped up the next day to 647. 11/1 earnings, 647. And on what volume was that over here? Let's put the volume. 647, and that was on 159 million shares. Yep, 159,097, 200. That's the volume right there. And you can see the move. Nice. Day before 544 to 647. Okay, what happened after that though? I want to see what that gain was. 544 to 647. 6.47 minus 5.44 equals 1.03. Look at, Austin, 807 is the true bottom. Yes, it is. I agree with you. What's up, SOFI squad? Hey, I just caught you there, Austin. Sorry. Oh, man, I missed giving you. Sarif came in there. Hi, I'm with you, man. Okay, I see you. Very cool. Thank you for being here, and thank you, Austin. 807 is the true bottom. It is. Yep. Yep. And what I'm doing here is I'm showing you what happened when earnings reports came out of the past and how it affected the price. So I'm going back to the first earnings that came back, and I'm showing you right here, folks. Look at the first earnings, and look at this thing spiraling up, folks. It looks fantastic. Come on over here with me and look at the earnings, all right? And the dates that they released this. So this was the one I just went to. This was the one I just went to. It was on November the 1st. They beat the street, beat estimates, and the price fell from 647, or it raised from 544 to 647. That's $1.03. All right. So that was an increase plus 103. And that would be a gain of what percent? 103 divided by the original number, 6.47 equals, all right, times 100 equals, and that's a 15.9% gain, all right? 15.9% gain. All right? And then after that, I'm going back here because I want you to see what happens every time on earnings, people. So it went from the day before's 544 to 647, up $1.03. And then let's go back and look at the history of it. What happened after that? Yep, I see you there, and I just sent you, Sarif, I just sent you a reply to please notify me, and I'll look to see in a minute later. We'll take care of business later, all right? And but after 4, okay? So because what I'm doing now is I'm doing the math to show you that each time this company's come out with earnings, they've got trounced down. So anyway, they went to 647 when they made that earnings call on the 1st. You can see it right here, the high. But where was the price just a week later? 494. 494 from 647. How much was that gain? Let's go look. All right. And what was the date? November 9th, 11/9. It took them just a week and a day. Wow. And it had gone from that doggone $6.47 down to $4.94. Down to $4.94. Okay? Let's just see what kind of a gain that was off shorting it at 647 down to 4.94. 6.47 minus 4.94 equals, divided by the original number, which was 697, right? Is that where we were? 647 divided by 6.47 equals times 100 equals a 23.64% gain. 23.64% up. Okay? Nice. And I forgot to even show you how much that was. 647 minus 494, 6.47 minus 4.94 equals, that was a $1.53 drop. Okay, $1.53 down. Okay, but if they shorted it at 647 and they got it down to that 494, they made another 23%. So they made a run up from 544 to 647 of 15.9. Then they made it go from that 647 to 494, 23% gain. And then from where did it go from 494? Well, take a look at it. It went from 494 up to $6.13 was the highest high. Right? That's not bad. So, and what date was that? November 15th, 11/15. So in a week, it had gone back up to 613. How crazy is that? 613. And how much was that of a gain from off of the 494? Let's see. 6.13. What a number to the 13 number. 613 minus 4 point, was that low? 4.94. Yeah. Yep. 13 minus 4.94 equals a difference of $1.19. 119. All right. And by the way, the first time down was 103. This time 119. All right. So there's even bigger little drop. And then off the 6, so we're down 119. All right. And you take that and divide that into the original number, 613 times 100 equals 19.41% gain. Okay. And then where did it go after it went to 613? Well, folks, it just kept falling to a low here of a price of 441. It's really not worth doing the math off of that because it actually went all the way to 424, right? So now we're from 613, right? 613 to 424. There's the high. And it took 2 weeks or so, maybe 3 weeks to do it, right? 613 to 424. 613 down to 424. And that was on December 7th, 12/7. I hope you're enjoying what I'm showing you here, folks. I appreciate you being here. Yep, my email, sir. Yep. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Yep. Okay, folks, listen, I'm going to have to call this. I'll come back where we are now. I have the mark. They're here to work on my modem and get this thing running and no more disconnects, hopefully. So, folks, just hang tight here a minute, and I will be back. I'm going to end this stream now. Hold on just a minute. Understood. Ending now.